Welcome to final round action of the Toyota Gazoo GR Cup for 2024. We have had such an amazing time with these guys. They really have put on a show every single circuit we've been to. All the championships are basically done and dusted. So it's just who is going to get the final bit of blood for 2024 here and who's going to get those final victories. Is Alex Shahini doing a bit of Valentino Rossi impression there? Never drive as fast as your guardian angel can fly, bro. That's all you got to worry about. Qualifying now. Let's see what's going to happen in the 86s, in the Yaris's, and in the Corollas. Remember, there's three different categories racing here. The 86s are the development class. The Corollas are your media class. There is the new champion, Sean Nurse. He was crowned at the last round. And there's a bit of a fight on still, just for the honours in the Soul side of the Yaris Cup today. Shahini in, and a whole bunch of guys now finishing up the qualifying. Let's catch up with some of the contenders to see how it went.
Wow. It's 10 o'clock in the morning and it's, I think, must be close to 28 degrees or so. It's extremely hot. 2 laps in, the tires start taking pain. You start getting understeer. So obviously the temperatures and the pressures on the tires are climbing consistently. So I think our first race just before 1 o'clock, it's going to be attrition. You're going to have to really take care of the equipment and see it to the end. So yeah, I think it's going to be an interesting race. I think everybody's going to be pretty close. The Corollas tend to slow down a little bit in this heat because they tend to lose four-wheel drive, so then the little Yaris has come up. So let's see how it goes, but I think it's going to be a very, very hot and testing day for everyone.
It was pretty good. Car felt very, very loose and a lot of traffic. So unfortunately, I think I put it 5th or so on the grid, so not ideal. But just string all the laps together like we usually do and see what happens in the race.
Yeah, it's going to be a hot weekend. It was really hot and it's only just past 10 in the morning, so not looking forward to boiling in that car over the next 2 races. But yeah, it's the last race of the year. Can't believe it's flown by so quickly. It's been a fantastic year, awesome opportunity. You know, we pitch up here like works drivers, which we most definitely not, but it feels like it. And yeah, another tough weekend ahead. Stiff competition. There's about 10 cars, all within 0.2, 0.3 of a second. So it's going to be hard racing in more ways than one.
It's been a good qualifying session so far. Extremely difficult. The tires were absolutely cooking after the first 2 laps. So we'll see after the races how it turns out. I think the strategy is going to be to just take care of the tires the first few laps. But yeah, let's see what happens in the first and second race, and looking forward to see what's going to happen.
Cars rolling out of pre-race now. 86s, Toyotas. And of course those 86s have been pretty much the top end of the field all season long with the development drivers. Darby is on pole position, Nico Zaferis is alongside him, but watch out for Dylan Pragi coming through as well. He'll be starting from the back behind Sachaba Mashiga and Ryan Naka, as you can see. Sean Nurse and Rio Nestahazen, Hannes Visser, Helberg, Fanamava and Mchikazi, and Theo Brits, Mario de Souza, Paul de Vos, Vanna Fenter and Marius Klaassen making up the top 5 there in the Yaris category. Torino Toyota moves off the circuit. Official pace car here at Swartkops and leaves Davy Fanamava to lead them to the line. And before we get into the race action, come and join us here straight after the break for race 1. Welcome back to Toyota Gazoo Racing GR Cup. We're on board with Hannes Visser and we're about to go racing for race 1 of the final round of this championship. The Yaris's and Corollas are evenly matched, but here come the 86s towards the lights. Davy Fanamava looking to make it a perfect season. He has not been bettered in any occasion this year. And looks like down into turn 1, he's going to be leading yet again. So Davy Fanamava leads out over Nico Severus, back on board with Visser as we go for the start now between the Yaris's and the Corollas. And you can see as they drop the hammer there, Sean Nurse looking to get the whole shot into turn 1 and does so. Nurse leads out a little bit further back than what he'd like to be. There is the car magazine man. Alex Shahini behind the Latvial car there of Hannes as they come down towards turn 2. Look at the little fight though between the Yaris boys. Paul de Vos, as you heard, battled a bit in qualifying. A little bit of a touch there between him and Visser coming out of turn 2 Castro corner. So he's going to have to try and close things down on Theo Brits and on Mario de Souza. Because remember, there's still the individual honours. That's the only part of this championship that hasn't really been wrapped up. The individual honours in that Yaris Cup have got to be sorted out here today. Out front though, in the 86s, it's Davy who leads out, and he's got a massive lead over the rest of this pack. Zephyrus in second place at the moment, trying to hang on, but fighting hard at this stage. It's down in fifth place. Sachaba Mashigo just ahead of them, and in fact, as they come through there, Mashigo keeping out the intentions coming from Dylan Praji. Sean Nurse just ahead there, and you can see just how close it is between the rest of the pack as Nurse pulls away from those Yaris's and Corollas. And that mid-pack, the 222 car there, Vanna Fenter coming through nicely as well, stuck in between the Latvial man and the Car Magazine cars of Fissa and Shahini. So he's just the meat and the sandwich there between them at this stage. The Motors Toyota, that of course is the number 27 machine of Mario de Souza, and having a super run here in this first heat. He's got to try and close down there on Brits. Brits at this point in time keeps the lead. So Theo Brits from de Souza, and then Foss is the third car in the Yaris Cup as they head towards turn 2, Castral Corner. Late braking from Paul de Vos, the Toyota Driving Academy pilot on form. Kumim Chikazi just further back from that as well, and Benny Halberg getting a bit of pressure there from him too. Great to see that little mix-up. Watch out for Marius Klaassen coming in the background as well. Just caught a glimpse of him for the first time today as they get onto that back straight away. A little change up here possibly. Inside line from De Vos. He's got it. Yes, he has. De Vos just squeezing through there and getting ahead of de Souza, dropping that Motors Toyota down into third. It's fourth overall between the two classes mixed, but third in the Yaris Cup as they head towards the top of the hill again and into turn 5. Late braking from Fissa, watching that inside line in case somebody might sneak up the inside of him. He closes the door on his attacker coming from the back end. Just in behind there as well, just slowly but surely edging ever so closer to those 3 Yaris's in front of him. But you heard from a couple of guys, the heat tends to affect these cars, and they're into the heat of the day here big time. As I said, over 30 degrees Celsius, track temperatures of over 40. Those Dunlops are starting to take a little bit of strain. And as much as they are pushing them, they can't push them too much because they've got to try and nurse them for this race and get them through the second one as well. 333 is Brits. And the NMI Toyota still leads out in the Yaris Cup. Just ahead there of the Toyota Driving Academy, De Vos's car, and then the Motors Toyota of Mario de Souza. Look at this, hello. Sachaba Mashigo is about to be caught by another one of his media compatriots. Remember, Mashigo won the media challenge last year and got a chance to drive in the development category with the youngsters. But he's now about to be caught and possibly passed by Sean Nurse from Auto Trader. Nurse, of course, wrapped up the championship in Cape Town, so he's got it all to do just to finish up the season with 2 victories and have a bit of a swan song of it here this weekend at the final round. But he's also looking to try and get ahead of Sachaba. And Sachaba will be looking to keep him out, I'm sure. Does not want to let that man through. Dylan Praji just ahead of them there. And he's coming from some impressive results up in Bulawayo. And I'm sure he's looking forward to the Bulawayo 3 hour at the end of the season. Right now, concentrating on his efforts to close things down on Ryan Nike. Ryan Nike coming back from international duties as well. He actually joined Anthony Pretorius in that test for the Mercedes-Benz GT4 team. So great to see these youngsters getting opportunities from the race action that they're involved in here in South Africa, and some more doors opening up for our young drivers in the international and European fields. Look at Paul de Vos. He's closed the gap down rapidly there on Theo Brits, but Brits is not going to make it easy for him. Theo wants this victory in the Yaris Cup and is not going to let Paul de Vos through here at all. Here we go, Sean Nurse on the inside. Sachaba says not this time. Nurse definitely had a big look though into turn 4. Auto Trader versus Sachaba Mashigo here as they head towards turn 5 again. Up the hill they go. Little Corolla will probably have a little bit of extra squirt, and the top end should be a bit better there. But remember, it's a slightly heavier car up the hill, so maybe the nimble 86 was just able to keep out that hard-charging Auto Trader Corolla. 221 kilowatts playing around there against 180, so that's the difference in terms of power differential for these cars. But certainly, Sachaba Mashigo using his experience to keep Nurse out for now. Speaking of experience, there's not many more experience than that man out front, and at this point in time, he continues his unbeaten record. And by the time we finish up at the end of the day, he'll be looking to try and secure an almost perfect season. So great job there from Davy van der Merwe. Not quite sure where his plans are for next year, but hopefully Toyota Gazoo Racing have seen some prowess in that man and will give him a shot at one of the bigger teams. As they come onto that back straight away now, he's got a nice advantage over Nico Zephyrus. Zephyrus, I'm sure, will be sticking around to try and fight for a championship in this class, whichever way they go and however they shuffle the cars around for 2025. I can't wait to see what Rian Esterhuizen is going to be doing with that shuffle and who's going to be in what for 2025. Right now, though, the car to be in is that purple wing mirrored machine of Davy van der Merwe. as he comes around past the Gazoo Racing Academy and the headquarters there. The crowds will be pretty happy with the results of this race. They're all fighting and shouting for their favourite drivers in each of the respective classes. And if you're a betting man, you shouldn't have taken away anything from that number 30 car, as Davy van der Merwe comes to the flag and is going to wrap up the first victory of the day and the penultimate round of this championship. Sean Nurse is going to take the media championship and the race for the day as well. He beats out Tsachaba Mashigo, getting through there in the closing stages. And a good run to the line there as well, coming from Bernie Hellberg. Looks like he's going to finish up in second place. He is indeed. Hellberg gets second ahead of Jaco van der Merwe, and that is a great effort. Rian Esterhuizen just in the mix there as well for second place. Darby wins out for Severus in second, and Nika. And down in the Yaris Cup, Theo Brits kept out the Foss for the win. Let's catch up now with Rian Esterhuizen from Toyota.
Qualified on second behind championship winner Sean Nurse, who's shown incredible pace throughout the season, so was very happy with a P2 then quali. Went out on race one, tried to hang on to the back of Sean, but he was clinical throughout and finished in second position as well. It was a pretty clean race. Him and myself were up in the front. We caught the tail end of the 86 pack towards the end, but not enough to really get involved with traffic. So overall, started in second, finished second. Clean race, very happy, and quite an awesome feeling, to be honest.
The winner in the Yaris Cup, Theo Brits.
It was quite good fun. My best quali this season so far. Qualified in first in the Yaris group, and managed to also finish first. So happy with the result, and looking forward to the second heat.
A massive improvement to finish that close behind Davy van der Merwe, coming from Nico Zeferis for second place in the 86s.
Yeah, it was quite challenging with the heat and securing second for the first race, and I think that's second in the championship. So it's obviously not the win, which everyone wants, but I'm quite happy with second for my first year.
Third place in the media championship is the Citizens' Jaco van der Merwe.
Interesting race. It was very close between Alex, Bernie, myself and Hannes, and then both Hannes and Alex had overheating problems and we took. So at 1 minute I was jostling for fifth, and then I was jostling for third. Couldn't get past Bernie. Bernie drove a really solid race, and I think the tears are going to start flowing now, because one race left for the season and then that's it. So it's kind of bittersweet. Again, massive lacquer race. Again, so sad to think the end of the road's just up ahead.
Just up ahead from Jaco was Bernie Hellberg for second place.
Went very well. I'm super excited. That was my first third place in the race. Obviously, being me, I'll wait till the very last race of the season. But the car performed beautifully. Incidentally, the car behind me has been rebuilt from the ground up, because that's the same car that I totaled at East London. But it's back better than ever. That was a great experience. Big up yet again to Toyota and the GR Corolla. What a great series, what a great time. Loved it.
Welcome back to Swartkorp's International World of Motoring, and race 2 now of the Toyota Gazoo Racing GR Cup. It's the last one of the season, as we heard from Bernie just before the break, and I think they're all looking forward to maybe getting to the top step and just spoiling the day for the rest of the competitors that have been involved in this really epic championship. The media guys will be out in their cars for the last time. We'll see what's going to happen next year with the shuffle that Rian Esterhuizen and Toyota Gazoo Racing have got in mind. Who's going to be in what cars for 2025? Alex Shahini has had a fantastic season this year and really has enjoyed every aspect of this class, as has Hannes Visser. He's been our onboard man on a few occasions, and we do appreciate some of the action that he's brought us. But it's now time to go racing for the last time. It's the final race of the day as well. The light's going out, and is Davy van der Merwe going to make it an absolutely perfect season? Because at this point in time, he has not been bettered by anybody else in terms of race wins, and he has led every single race lap of 2024. And that would be an incredible record to have, taking onto your CV. Sean Nurse is going to lead things out as they head down towards turn 1, or is he? Oh, Rian Esterhuizen giving him a run for his money down into turn 1, looking for that all shot to maybe just swap the positions around there from second to first. But he slots in behind as we go on board with Hannes down into what is customary known as Cashel corner normally, but at this point of the day, it could also be sunset because it's right in your face as you come down into turn 2. When you go up towards turn 5 and 6 as well, you're going to find it very difficult to see too. So hopefully those guys have got some dark visors on the helmets that they can flip down to help them in this low light at the end of the day. Davy van der Merwe has already pulled about 6 car lengths. Sean Nurse doing the same thing there to Esterhazen. Esterhazen's got some problems of his own, and it's in the form of 3 Yaris's, all fighting. Make that 4. They're all in there as well. Outside is Visser, inside is Halberg, looking for a way to close things down on Esterhazen. Look at how those Corollas have all lined up together there. It's fantastic. Kumbi's in there as well, along with Jaco. So all 5 Corollas tucked in behind the battle here between Visser and Shahini and Esterhazen, and then the 3 Yaris's and 4 Yaris's just up the road from that. 86 into turn 1. Big look on the inside there from, looking like Dylan Pragi, looking for a way through. Can he find it here in the closing stages? Oh, late braking though from... Oh, there you go, Sephiris forcing Pragi wide with a little tap. Love tap between the two of them, opens up the door. Is that going to give Sachaba Mashigo a chance to dive through? They are 2x2, almost 3x3 through turn 3 there as well in the 86 League. That's great action, but they don't want to be damaging cars at this point of the season. Hannes Visser back down in the gearbox and inside line. Going to have somebody there. Oh, you're going to keep him out? No, he keeps him out. Just at this point in time, trying to close that gap down on Shahini and on Esterhazen. Late braking from Esterhazen. You can see he's pulled a little bit of a margin now. So it is this little fight. It's Jaco van der Merwe. The Latvian car is Visser. Then you've got Bernie Halberg, and behind that is Alex Shahini. As I said, Shahini not quite having the same kind of pace as we've seen all season long from him. But maybe he's battling with a bit of an overheating car. A couple of the guys were complaining about the fact that the car started to get right up into the sort of 120, 130 degrees Celsius mark at the middle of the day. It's a bit cooler now, but not that much cooler, I can tell you. Even in the dying light here and the low sun of the late afternoon, we're just under the 30 degrees Celsius mark on track. So it's still very hot in terms of race conditions. And inside those cockpits, some of the guys will probably be turning those air cons on if they're available still. Oh, some battle scars. That's on the side of Sachaba Mashigo. So Mashigo, he came together earlier on, I think they're with Nico Zafiris. So definitely a bit of a change up there. The two of them having to fight it hard. But, oh man, look at this man. Just out front controlling things as he has done all season long. Zafiris, as you heard, wrapped up second place in the championship. Great effort there from him. And then it's still Ryan Naka in the fight. But Dylan Pragi at this point in time leads that fight with Sachaba Mashigo behind him. Naka would love to get ahead of both those boys to get onto the podium for the last time of 2024. But he's got to find a way to get through firstly on Sachaba Mashigo and then on Dylan Pragi. Those 3 now come into turn 6, Kenwood corner. We go further back. The Latvian car of Hannes Visser slowing up. Looks like he might have a bit of an issue on one of his overheating that he's experiencing again. So Visser slows up and drops right to the back of the pack. That's not what Hannes Visser wanted. And the Latvian man has been an exceptional driver this entire season. Once again, we thank all our media guys for their involvement and, of course, for the additional leverage that they've given Toyota Gazoo Racing for the sponsorship and for their opportunities to drive these cars this season. It is going to be the perfect season for this man. Can you believe this? Davy van der Merwe, he's won every single heat of the 86 League and he has led every single race lap. That is an incredible record and he's going to secure it by the time that checkered flag comes out in a few corners' time. He's got enough margin over Nico Zafiris not to worry about him. There is Zafiris in the background, almost the length of the back straight. And you can see it's just plain sailing to the line now for Davy. I'm hoping that Toyota Gazoo are going to give him an opportunity to step up into one of their bigger cars for the 2025 season. That would be the way to do things. And if he gets an opportunity, can you imagine this young man in amongst the usual contenders at the front end of possibly the Super Cup class in a Starlet, or even better, in a Corolla in the touring cars. He comes out of Kenwood, down the hill for the last time. That's the gap he's got over Nico Zafiris. The low sun here, it's always a nice shot to have at this point of the season, that low sun, just to settle everybody's minds and wrap up an incredible 2024 season of Toyota Gazoo Racing GR Cup, 86 League and the Yaris Cup. It's 86ers right the way down to Sean Nurse, who will finish up the head of the media challenge, beating Rian Esterhazen and Jaco van der Merwe. Devin Scott this time winning things out over Mario de Souza and Theo Butz for the Yaris Cup. But well done to Davy and congratulations for that incredible record.
First of all, I just want to thank Toyota for this amazing series they've given us, an opportunity for next year to drive one of the Super Cups. So yeah, totally blown away after the year. It's been really, really good. especially from my side, faultless. Well, the team did an amazing job to keep the car faultless. And yeah, I'm really happy. I'm really pleased to be in a position, and yeah, I look forward to see what's up for next year. And yeah, thumbs up. And yeah, once again, I just want to say also thanks to my parents for all their support. Without them, probably it would have been ever like this. So yeah, really glad about it. And yeah, let's see what happens next year.
Congratulations once again to Auto Trader Sean Nurse for the championship in the Media Challenge.
It's been the most incredible season. I've won every race I've started. I don't think you can ask for better than that. So it's just been amazing. The car's been amazing, and it's great. I've learned so much. I'm a much better driver, much better personal lot fitter. It's been a hell of a year. I'll look back on 2024. There's been a lot of challenges in my personal life, but in this series I've really found something. So I'm really appreciative for the opportunity, and I've loved every minute of it.
Another man who's loved every minute is Alex Shehney from Car Magazine.
Bittersweet weekend, a little bit more bitter than sweet. It's been great to obviously get out again and be able to come and contend with the rest of my media colleagues. Very, very grateful to that. Thank you to the Toyota team. Thank you to Rian, who actually performed incredibly well considering it was the first time in his car. Thank you to Glenn. Thank you to Karabo. Thanks for the rest of the team. They've really pulled off an incredible season. As for today, happy. Consolidated P2 in the championship as far as I'm aware, but just didn't do it under as I would have wanted to. Fortunately, the car suffered a little bit of some mechanical issues with the temperatures today because they've been so sweltering, and I know Hannes is in the same boat. So yeah, it's put us to the test. I have a raging headache right now. I think I need to go dip in the bath and rehydrate myself, and I think Carmela over there has also had a bit of a rough weekend, but she's pulled through. Yeah, I've fallen in love. She's been a great companion to have over the past season, and again, very sad that it's all over. So yeah, wishing Toyota well on their future endeavors for this. It's a great program for South African journalists to get a better understanding of how these cars really are capable of on a track, which I think we've done this season. And obviously congrats to Sean, who's he already wrapped up the championship in Cape Town, but I think his driving's been so superlative this season, and it has been great to be level pegging with him at certain points this season. So yeah, just to wrap up, bittersweet weekend. I am incredibly sad that it's done, but that's just the way life goes. Blink and you'll miss it.
Also standing there in front of the GR Racing Academy's HQ, Jaco van der Merwe.
What a lekker race to finish with. I can't believe the season's gone. 7 rounds came, it gone, and now it's done. Now I am a former racing driver, unfortunately.
Let's catch up with our unofficial onboard cameraman from Latvia, Hannes Visser.
It was a long year, lots of ups, lots of downs. We had highlights, some lowlights. Today wasn't a highlight, unfortunately. It was hot. Seems like my car, myself, we like this because I normally get very hot, and so did the car today. It overheated in both races. Not only the diff, but the engine went into limp mode or something. So we were going well, and then all of a sudden, let's drop down to about 3,000, and then you just put your hazards on, you see the guys come past, and then after a lap or so, it comes back again. So either way, it was all good fun. Thank you to Toyota, thank you to the rest of the guys for keeping it sort of clean. And yeah, fantastic experience. For a year, we felt like racing drivers. It was wonderful.
Also feeling a little bit emotional at the end of the season, Mario de Souza from Motors Toyota.
Man alive, you know, I cannot think. I feel so privileged to be able to drive one of these very, very, very fancy machines. And thank you to Toyota, everybody at Toyota. Glenn for his idea, Rian, everyone involved. The cars are phenomenal, they don't give issues, they're reliable. I mean, this is the 3rd season that these little Yaris's have done. And the competition's been fantastic. I mean, today, the second heat, I had one of the best races that I've had, and it was close for a win. Second, I'm happy. We finished second in the dealer championship, and from what I understand, the drivers, which don't really count for Toyota, I won it by 1 point. So I am very, very happy 2024.
Let's get your final word now from Rian Estesen from Toyota Gazoo Racing after the season.
GR Cup 2024 has been a thrilling one. It's the first time we've had 3 different GR products on the track at the same time. So GR86, GR Corolla and GR Yaris all competing for the same stretch of tarmac, and it's really amplified the GR brand, and I think it's been a great series to watch, and just watch how the drivers across all three have really improved, how their driving skill and just the enjoyment that they draw from participating in the series, along with the hard work that goes into it. Track racing is not easy, but it's super rewarding when it all comes together and you put in that great lap and you qualify in a good position and clinch a podium, and just the general ethos that everyone's approached it with. I think the camaraderie shown here now after the race, it's really been an enjoyable series that everyone has enjoyed every minute of. Sad to see that the season is over, but we'll be back for more next year.